Hi, welcome back. So the next stage is to start playing around and actually making some shapes. We're going to use the 3/8 spindle gouge, which is this one here, and we're going to do some beads and we're going to do some coves, and then we're going to start also using the parting tool. So very basic tools again. These are practices that you'd need to do to get learning how to do shapes. Once we've done this, we're going to do some more difficult things and actually start to make some projects. So to begin with, we've checked everything's solid and locked off. Again, always turn before you start the lathe. Get into the habit of doing that and make sure you've got some safety glasses. So speed is about sort of 2000 RPM, which is about the sort of right speed for this. And as a good practice, just use a pencil line. Just give yourself some pencil lines. We use the spindle gouge, and we're going to start to do some beads. So what we do is actually have the handle down way low, and you sort of come onto the rest. You come up to the pencil line. You should not be cutting. Okay, it's just hitting on the back of the bevel, and then you start to lift just till it starts to cut. And then we're going to roll and lift on the left, come down, and then we're going to roll and lift on the right hand side. And this is how you start to make beads. So I'm going to do some more just to show. Roll and lift, roll and lift. You can do different sizes. You can do just a very short roll and lift to do small beads, or you can do a very long roll and lift to do much bigger beads. On the bigger ones you have to go over more to get the shape. Okay, so it's all good practice, just rolling and lifting, rolling and lifting. Now sometimes if you roll and lift too much, it wants to jump out. I'll try and show you this. So as you go over, you should stop about here. If you go too far, it just wants to kick out. So just be careful of that. Rolling, lifting. If you go too far, that's what happens. Okay, so you have to stop about here. Go too far, little jump. But nothing bad will happen. Just rolling and lifting, just practicing. Roll and lift, roll and lift. Now that we've just had a little practice with some beads, we're going to do some coves, which is the opposite. Again, it's a good idea to use a pencil line to try and scallop between those pencil lines. You can do small ones, medium, and you can do larger ones. So, small ones in the middle, fairly easy, as long as you have the correct grind on here. You can just go up nice and gently and just rock side to side and just do a very, very small cove. Now we start to do some bigger ones. We'll go to the medium. You need to come in from both angles. So normally you'd start here and you scoop to the center, and then you come round to this side, scoop to the center, and you keep going from the right hand side to the left hand side, scooping down to the center. Okay, and then you just finish in the center, and that's how you make the cove. We'll do a slightly bigger one. So you have to take more material, look at the handle and its position. So when we come on the right hand side, we're here, scooping down. When we're on the left hand side here, scoop, 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 and that's how you make some larger coves. So the next thing we need to do is to start using the parting tool. Okay, that's this thing here. That's very important to learn how to use. So we're going to just simply go in and make a square or just turn the part down. But what you have to remember is if you go too far, it gets very, very hot. So when you start, you have to do a little extra, like so it doesn't get too hot. We'll do another one here. just go down a little bit extra. And to begin with, we're just making 2 steps, and then it becomes easier to make a bead, okay, because it's cleaner, but a little bit more difficult because you have to then start moving the handle, yeah, so it gets down to the corner, like so. Yeah, so it's all about how you move and control the handle. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to now get some calipers and just show you how to get a spigot on there so you can start using a chuck. So we have some calipers, and when you get your chuck, there's obviously different sizes because it opens and shuts. So I like to try and get the perfect circle for stability. So we close this, and then we want the size about 5mm bigger than closed. So that's about the correct size for a spigot. So we're going to get our calipers and just measure across to get the correct size. It's very, very nearly there. Yep, that's the correct size. And now we need to make a spigot on the end of here to fit in the chuck. This is just practice. As we get moving along on our journey, we'll need to use this all of the time. So it's definitely one that you need to learn how to do. So we're going to use a parting tool. If you're very beginning, then I would suggest you just make small cuts like so, stop the lathe, and then you can check. Okay, so we need a little bit more. This is if you're a very beginner. You would do a little bit more, like so, and then you would stop and you would check. Yeah, so we're at the right size. When you're a bit more practiced, so a bit more advanced, I hold them in my hand like this. We can make a size here. You can rest until it just goes over, and then that's the correct size. Okay, just one more little thing to now introduce you before we finish this little section of video. I just want to start showing you the skew, which is a bit more of an advanced tool, but you can see here where we've used the bead, a lot of this is very untidy, and we need to tidy that up. And what you would use is the skew. So on the starter set, I have the skew because my tools are double-ended. So I have a nice round skew on this side. We just tighten that up. These have the Allen key in, it's a very nice feature to have. So this is a round skew. You can have flat ones, you can have round ones. Sometimes it's just personal preference what you like. This is quite handy because it's all part of the same system. Now to tidy these tears up here, just a tiny bit of gap here in the rest. You don't use it this way up, okay? You use it that way up, all right? Just to tidy that up. And we're just going to do some slicing cuts just to tidy that up. If you come a bit closer, you can see, like here for instance, we have to come in at that angle, not straight, we have to come in at that angle. And on this one here, we have to come in on this angle here. Not straight, this angle for here, this angle for here. So with this, you just get the tip on the very close to where you want to cut, and all we're going to do is like a lifting, slicing action. So we're going to come here and just slide, and we're just lifting and sliding down just to tidy that up. And in the corner, we just need to go back the other way just to get a nice clean edge. Just show you this. Yeah, so you can see here, this is now very tidy compared to how it was when it was torn. And that's how you clean those up. So thanks for watching. This is just another section of the basic turning. And we're now actually going to go on and actually start making a little bud vase and showing you how it all comes together to actually start making some projects. Okay.